Hello, welcome. Come on in. I'm Joseph Boroski. I'm an American bartender. I'm also a bit of a podcaster, a bit of a writer, a bit of a businessman, a bar owner. My first J. Boroski was opened in Bangkok. That was a very exciting time because it's the first time so many people got to see custom-made cocktails. A bar with no menu, where all the ingredients were fresh and homemade, and every item we made was specifically for that particular guest. When I opened my first J. Boroski in Bangkok, I was working with a very close friend of mine, Ashley Sutton from Australia, who is, in his own right, a genius in bar design. He had the idea to use what I used to collect as a kid, which are beetles and insects and butterflies, and to showcase them in the bar. He wanted the bar to be me, to have as much of my personality in it as possible. We ended up taking my collection and adding to it and using beetles and spiders and butterflies. When I was a kid, I had a huge interest in science, biology, and insects, specifically insects. I love them. Now that I'm an adult, I can fill up a place with it. It's really great. Shanghai has the best collection so far. Definitely check that out when you're here. That's the first time someone's asked me that, but that's something that I'm always addressing. So when I first opened J. Boroski in Bangkok, it was so unique to people to be able to order a cocktail without a menu and get it made specifically for you, very bespoke and custom made. And now it's 11 years on, so it's been quite a while, but I believe it's influenced a lot of people in the industry, a lot of venues, because you can go to many of the top bars and there's a little bit on the bottom of their menu that says, whatever you want, we can make you something specific. And that's kind of a standard thing that people do now. And when I had started this kind of a concept, you never saw that anywhere. And so I think it's influenced the industry in that way. I kind of fell into it as an accident. I actually intended to serve a menu which had cocktails from all the different venues that I created around the world. But before I did that, because I built the bar on top of my school, I had a bartender school, a hospitality school, and so I had bartenders in training that were quite good, and I took the top of those, and they helped me during the pre-opening period. We were still actually under construction, and I had just invited some friends to check it out and see what they thought about it. So they came in and they really liked it, and we just used the ingredients and the techniques that we're using in class to make random cocktails, specifically for them, of course. And people loved that. They said, can you open tomorrow? And I'll bring some friends and do that again. And so I did, and I kept opening for them and doing that while I was building this menu. When I released the menu, everyone had become so familiar with the idea that they can come in and have a custom cocktail, and that's what they wanted. So that's how the idea came about. To make something that's very specific to each guest. We have certain questions that we ask you, which are about your preferences, about how sweet and sour you like something. And it can go into as deep or as, light and gentle as you want. So with the experience for what we do, we kind of can use that experience to guide us in the correct direction. So people do have wild requests, people have requests about love and about, I want a cocktail that's totally miserable, or I want a cocktail that's gonna make me $1 million, whatever it is. But we get it all, believe me. So there's a lot of things like that, and there's different ways to translate that. What I would really like to see bars do more of is to really cater to the guest and give them really what they want. Bartending is all about hospitality. It's about taking care of guests and giving them what they would like and helping them to have a very enjoyable time. However, some bars, sometimes there's more of a trend now for bartenders to say, we kind of do this, but we don't like to do that. And this is kind of off of our radar, and I don't know about that request, it might be a little bit too much. Remember that we're only here to make people happy. We're only here to give people what they would like. If a guest wants their martini shaken, and you don't normally make a shaken martini, we can make a shaken martini. Maybe we want to explain to them the difference between a shaken martini and a stirred martini. That's totally fine, if they don't already know. But we want to do what the guest wants. That's what we really should be doing. What I would really like to see kind of less of is people putting so much of their trust in strangers that they really don't know where they're coming from, you know? We're in a different time than when I started doing this. With social media and the strength of social media and the ability for people, and as common as it is for people to get on their phone and rate a place and say, this place is great and this is what it's like, even though I've only been here for 20 minutes. I know exactly what this place is like, and this is what you have to watch out for, or this is what you need to do here. I mean, we get great reviews, but you know, there's always the person that complains about something. You know, we will do what we can to make everything fantastic for you, but you have to tell us instead of just going to the phone and saying, oh, you know. We're gonna do different flavors here, a little bit different than what you might normally think. I'm gonna add protein to the drink, which is really cool. I'm gonna do a quick dry shake.